This is Radio Free Cybertron with your host, Brian Kilby, featuring Chris, Don, Rob, Diecast, John, and Melvar. For the latest Transformer news, reviews, and more, visit tformers.com.
This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 396, recorded on December 10th, 2014. I'm your host, Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Rob Springer, who is now eating soup. And making fart sounds with his iPhone.
Technology.
XV/Chris, Diecast, Don, Melvar, and Rob Clay. Gentlemen, how's it going?
Excellent.
Eating soup.
Nice.
Eating soup.
That's good soup.
Over yet.
I have tacos waiting for me after the show.
Oh, God.
Oh, jelly.
Fish taco?
What Taco Bell delivers?
No, it's from a Mexican restaurant in town.
That Mexican
It's
restaurant.
It's real tacos.
Muy bueno.
I want tacos now. Thank you.
I'm going to have tacos later, I think so.
Yeah.
Nice.
I could go for some.
My thing is to eat quality throughout the week, and then on the weekend do the junk food. Because it's the holiday season, and it's like, I'm pretty good about this exercising and watching what I eat thing. Oh, holiday season. Wow, I just gained like a baby or something. What's going on?
So I just opened up Facebook, and I see that it's Greg Berger's birthday. So happy birthday, Grimlock.
Yes.
He's sitting around and goes, my birthday?
And corn-fed pig from Duckman.
Corn-fed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I can think of that he's done.
He was in Police Academy part something mission to Moscow.
So whenever I was at the movie theater a week or two back, and there was a trailer, and Gary Chalk was in it, and I'm like, I know him, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at my wife's little cousin, like, I sort of know him. We're friends on Facebook. I've talked to him before. I've met him in person. And she's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, if I really did, but is that really impressive? No. Yeah, then I kind of just felt bad.
Ryan?
I don't know. It was some crappy movie. He was in Jason X, though, if I remember correctly.
No, Freddy vs. Jason.
Freddy vs. Jason, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Which was directed by Ronnie Yu, who directed Warriors of Virtue.
Yeah.
Nothing useful up here. Nothing useful. Although, funny story, there's back on topic. When Greg Berger was in Moscow filming his scenes for the Police Academy movie, he was recording lines for Duckman while doing so with a DAT recorder, which, is the early 90s. He was in the Soviet Union.
Yeah,
So he got in some trouble trying to mail a recorded message basically from his hotel room.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, happy birthday, Greg Berger. Gosh, let's see here. What's on the show this week? Hey, you know what you should do? Leave us a review on iTunes. It's the best, easiest, cheapest, most time and cost-effective way you can help us out. We do the show every week for you because we want to provide you with quality audio, Transformers entertainment, and you can just help give back by leaving us a review and soup.
And iOS users, with your podcast app, you can rate us right there from the same thing you download each episode from.
See? We have a lot of listeners on iTunes. I'm surprised how many iOS users actually listen. It's one of our...
It is such a pleasant way to enjoy podcasts.
Like, I'm an Android user, so I don't...
Join
The dark side.
No. But...
you can get a blue one.
I know. But I look at our numbers, and I'm like, oh my God, so many people download us from an iPhone. That's crazy.
You can... It's like, if you Google a term... podcast, you're going to, it's like shooting into the dark because you're going to get a bunch of research results that's like word, paragraph, podcast. You might get one or two things you actually hit. Using the iTunes, or now they got that podcast app, you can literally just type in a subject matter. Nothing but, it's such a hit subscribe, it's no problem, it's perfect.
And so if you're listening to us on your iPod, or do people even have iPods anymore? On their iPhone.
Yeah,
If
you see them still.
If you're on your iPhone right now, leave us a review. 5 stars would be awesome.
Got us hooked up to your Beats, listening to us. Thanks.
Or your Audio Technica or Sennheiser.
Or your Five Below earbuds.
Yeah.
This one doesn't work so well.
Or your Bear Dynamics. If you're listening to Beats, your podcast will sound okay on Beats. Music won't. I'm sorry. They're crappy headphones. Okay, so Toys for Tots. Christmas is coming up. Gosh, now in 2 weeks. We're like just 2 weeks and a day away. I'm donating all of the Toys for Tots toys that I've collected next week. Not much time left. I'm still collecting stuff to give. I'm going to give a couple boxes of things. I'm actually going through my collection too, and all this some sealed stuff that I don't want or don't really have any need for. I'm actually sort of pruning my collection. It's like Green Lantern crap, but
Though, a quick tip to Toys for Tots newbies, don't wrap it.
Yeah, don't wrap it.
Just I have to unwrap it. Make sure you're not giving something creepy.
Don't wrap it. It has to be a sealed toy. So you can't give like a used toy. But I have some stuff that I purchased, that I maybe for speculation, I don't know, but in the last year or so that I'm not really, there are quite a few more Viacons out there than I thought. So Five Below, thank you very much.
Which is a great place to buy.
Viacons?
Yes. Well,
Wow.
Well, they don't
That's
have them now, but they had them.
Okay.
That's a great way to do it, really. Take $20 into Five Below. They got that box right up front. Pat yourself on the back. You
That's
did a good
exactly
thing.
right. So, yeah.
You did a good job.
There are lots of ways to help out. Times are running out. Lots of kids out there who, it's really sad. I mean, I don't want to go too far into this, but at work, we do, I think it's called the Angel Tree. My wife's really big into that, and there are kids that they put something that they want and something that they need. And the one that my wife got, the thing that they needed was a belt. The thing that they wanted was just a zip-up hoodie. Didn't want an Xbox, didn't want a PS4, didn't want a bike. They just wanted a hoodie. So, there are kids out there that, need stuff. Even though the kid didn't ask for a toy, they're in pretty dire straits.
It's not just Toys for Tots. There's like canned food drives if you want to do something more what you would think was practical, like feed a family. You don't even have to donate food like Kroger's. I think you can just buy a coupon and they just put it right into the drive.
Yeah, it's really helpful. Actually,
I heard, not to steer too much off topic, but helping people's never off topic at RFC.
No, never.
The unlimited pasta cards they have for a limited time at Olive Garden, where it's like 7 weeks of unlimited food, basically.
Not really.
With this prepaid card. Well, they do it. It's like limited numbers. You have to basically be a ninja to get one. This guy in California bought one. Okay, it's kind of expensive. I think it's like a couple $100 because it's Olive Garden. It's not McDonald's. And then he went and just basically gave it all to homeless people. Like he just would go get some food, give it to a homeless guy. Go get some food, give it to someone in need. And I was like, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, I know, it's great.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
good people out in the world.
Yeah. And one thing, Brian, I know all of us out here have done our holiday shopping for ourselves and for other people. And as collectors, we always look for the best deal, the best bargain. Right now, if you have a local Kmart, they have half off all Transformers. So if maybe some kids have Angel Tree, in your local area, or you just want to donate some toys, half off, say, some of them one-step changers for the younger kids, half off some of the more complex ones. That you can get quite a few toys at half off, and ready to just drop it in the box when you leave the store.
Yeah,
So I just
pretty
wanted
awesome.
to point that out too.
If you still have a Kmart.
Yeah, my closest Kmart to me shut down, but I was able to get quite a few stuff at a great price. Thank you, Kmart, for closing.
Quite a few stuff.
Quite a few things. Quite a few stuff.
Not what you said.
I know, quite a few stuff. Yeah, that's not grammatical.
No.
It's kind of better, though.
Yeah, it's kind of better.
It is.
Man, I'm doing like 5
Soup.
things at once. Give me a break.
It's cool.
No.
I'm eating soup.
Like running a show, typing, trying to stay on topic, trying to make sense of what I'm saying. I failed at one of those, so 4 out of 5 ain't bad, dude.
Hey, man, own it.
Own it.
You
yes.
got to be like, that's right. You heard what you heard.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, hey, did
Look hard at them.
did anybody get anything this week? I did.
Oh, yeah. What you get?
What did you get?
I got Bumblebee, Masterpiece Bumblebee.
Ooh, jelly.
Not super pleased with it. Doesn't feel very Masterpiece-like. And it's small. Of course, we knew it was small. But now that we have this sort of
Wow,
design-
that was $80 small.
yeah, now we have this new design aesthetic where it's supposed to fall in line with the sort of scale, and I can say that in quotes, of the cartoon. This is an example of it failing miserably. I would much rather this toy be the size of the other Autobot cars. I think it would be much better. It's just so tiny. And yeah, of course, I mean, I know that we're offsetting the cost with that Spike and the exosuit, but it
you
really...
bought Bumblebee, not Spike.
Yeah, I bought Bumblebee, not Spike, and that Spike really sucks.
Right. Oh, good God, 80.
Yeah.
Well,
$20. That was $20 shipping. That was $100.
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Just
I'm just
Spike
saying.
nonsense.
Well, I'm just saying, it's all going to vary because I got mine shipped from Hobbylink Japan for $55.
That's still too much, Don.
55 is not bad.
But it's still too much for what
How much
this
you pay
is.
for shipping?
No, it was $55 shipping with shipping.
Yeah.
Thanks to the
Wow, that's pretty
thanks
good.
thanks to the yen rate.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
All of the exchange rates starting to slip again.
Oh,
My
check
favorite
out-
part. My favorite part of Bumblebee, though, in robot mode, right here on his right side, made in China. So I don't remember that being on the cartoon, but I guess it was.
Depends on
Made-
what part you watched.
Yeah. It's like Bumblebee's armpit says "Made in China." I love that.
The other one says Slayer.
I wish it did.
Yeah, Bumblebee got a little bit drunk and went in for a tattoo. And
No, the other one actually
It
says.
means strength.
Interesting.
Tommy.
The other one says Tomy.
Yep.
So did they brand it Takara Tomy before, or did they just jump straight to Tomy once they merged?
It was an odd merger because sometimes you still see Takara Tomy, sometimes you see one or the other.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
still Takara Tomy.
I want to say I've seen some deluxes even that say Tomy.
Yeah.
I think the Viacon, in fact, is one of them.
I want to wager. I wonder how much it has to do with each company's facilities or
No idea.
assets. Then again, if it's this merged company, then that's a moot.
well, actually,
Shut up, Rob. Okay.
Actually, Brainstorm's information also just says Tomy.
Interesting.
Really?
Was it in his crotch? Where is it?
Back of the wing.
Hasbro SA Tomy.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I kind of hate that because we've seen Takara on this stuff for so many years that it's kind of sad.
Yeah, not to mention you have to go. You just read like Tommy.
Tommy, who's Tommy? Hey,
Exactly.
Also got Brainstorm. I'm a little afraid of him, but I know XV has some more thoughts, more well fleshed out thoughts than what I have.
Yeah, and they're on T-Formers.
Yeah, tformers.com.
Along with pictures.
Lots of pictures.
I got Age of Extinction Snarl.
Wow.
Yeah, and let me just say, he's a mighty big 3/4 pleasant. There's a 25% of solid disappointment in that toy. But that other 75% is, I made point not to let my butt show. Let me get him.
So while he's doing that,
It's a long cord.
I'm not a.
So,
I'm not.
apparently I have one of the 3 Brainstorms in the world that just worked right out of the package.
Pretty much.
Lucky.
I can
Eventually I'll find
I
him.
can pull his head off, but it scares the crap out of me.
Yeah, my release does not work at all.
My release does not work. I mean, it sort of works. You
Is
can
that
see-
supposed to be a release that actually pops the head out on its own?
No.
No.
Oh, I was going to be like,
Well, a release really should.
Maybe you're not using enough lubrication.
But he's pretty. He looks nice. I really like the way it looks in hand.
But he doesn't work that well, but he's just for looking at. Okay.
I'm certain everyone's already seen, but comparing him in size to Smart Robin. Smart Robin definitely feels more...
Brainstorm's huge.
He definitely feels... Smart Robin definitely feels more solid. I mean, without a doubt. But Brainstorm feels like a toy, and I'm not afraid of dropping it.
I can just Brainstorm's the tallest Voyager I have around. And basically what I came to the realization of is Brainstorm is basically a toy designed like it's a deluxe, but boosted up to Voyager price point.
yeah, this was an upscale. That's exactly what this was. That's what it feels like.
There's nothing in the way it's designed requires it to be a Voyager. They could have made a
Arcana.
Headmaster work at deluxe too, but
Arcana, I think, would be really chintzy and scary at deluxe. Not
No,
that,
but I mean, the head could stay the same size on a deluxe body.
yeah, that's
You
true.
know, Headmasters always had bigger heads relative to their bodies.
Yeah, trying to find like my original brainstorm is over there. His head is much larger to scale.
No, but it's just like, you know, I think a lot of why it became a Voyager was to have a certain proportion of the head to the body. Because there's nothing else that really requires it to be that big. It's not to say that not to say it's not benefiting from being a Voyager. You know, it's got a little bit of enhancement, good ratchets in the hips and the shoulders, and it doesn't even really need that much. Like, it didn't need a ton of paint. It's got paint apps, but you know, most of the color is just from the base plastics. The only really weird paint app is that they painted the entire collar inside, and that's half of the problem people are having with the head coming out.
You know, for a second, like, I'm just so not mentally here right now. Due to lack of caffeine today, I'm like, oh well, Jetfire is much bigger. But of course, he's liter size, so Jetfire.
It's sort of like someone at Hasbro said, okay, we've got to balance the cosmic scales. We shrank Galvatron down, and we screwed up the figure. Let's take this one up a notch just to balance out the scale.
Now, I could see them doing that in an assortment, but not across time and space.
I don't know. I kind of
kidding.
It's not a bad idea, Don.
I kind of think you have a point, Don. Just, you know, in the larger sense, because there has been a perception over the last couple of years that we are paying more money for smaller toys, and if they're finding ways around that in one way or another, the stuff the last couple of like the last year or so does seem to have been, you know, slightly larger again. And I think after, you know, those tiny little fall Cybertron toys, which I like nonetheless, but were definitely smaller than we're used to with deluxes, I think they might be trying that. I think that might be intentional.
It's entirely possible.
They're skipping over some things to make that plastic stretch out, and why we're complaining about, hey, the legs are a little hollow and stuff like that. It's like, hey, at the same time, that's a whole lot of robot in there.
I don't mind the legs being hollow on
I just don't notice it because
Well,
so many other toys have it.
And that's one of the things that Brainstorm benefits by being at a higher price point, too. There's actually panels to cover over spots that would be hollow to accommodate parts flipping out. Basically, Brainstorm feels like a really solid deluxe toy that's bigger.
And I'm fine with that.
I mean, you know, it's pretty well designed. I'm not super in love with how they put the vehicle mode together, because it's basically taking, like, IDW Brainstorm and trying to make it transform like the G1 toy, and those two things don't go together.
So basically, a modern Voyager is like the LX version of a deluxe. You know, you pay a little more, you get a little more.
I don't like how limp his wrists are.
Girl?
Because you put his gun in his hand and it's just like they just flop. They don't stay straight.
And like on mine, they're a little bit loose when the wrists are all the way out for robot mode, but when you put the gun in the hand, it actually seems to stabilize it.
Really?
There's a lot of individual variation on Brainstorm. I actually lucked out and have one that works almost completely correctly without having to do any modifications to it.
Yeah, like you can see.
I got one that has
so
every problem all in one package.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's
Now,
you know, like at least if you're gonna make the wrist, maybe have a click in for the wrist.
Yeah, that would have been good.
I don't know.
Now, one thing that came up on TFYLP last week is we found there's a gentleman out there that's doing covers for Leader's Jetfire.
We talked about that last week.
Oh, okay. Was it? Okay, I apologize. I was getting my shows
We were in the
backwards.
hangout. Yeah.
Well, Don,
that's
I
right.
already knew that
That's
before
right.
you did, and this is why.
Nice.
That's right. It was on the hangout. I'm sorry.
Not many people notice, but Transformers are a toy line.
Yeah, never mind. Let's move along. Let's move along. Can't go there.
But I'm
I want to hang out there, Rob, but I can't. So.
Yeah. So I'm hoping maybe if
I'm the bad guy.
I'm hoping if this cover kit for Jetfire does well, and we see more Voyagers that have these hollower sections, we might be able to fill those in with these kits.
Yeah, but Brainstorm doesn't need one. Brainstorm has covers for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just hollow. which is nice. The fact that you could drop like it's too small to drop a penny down, but you could drop a toothpick down it, and you could drop a dime down it. I think it'll get stuck.
I'm just gonna pour some JD Weld down there, and make it solid.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a hefty figure right now. Hefty does it.
So diecast, you got the wave 1 of the Robots in Disguise Warriors.
I lucked out. I happened to be on the interwebs, and someone posted that Amazon had them in stock, and I went on Amazon, and they maybe had 20 of each figure.
Oh, you don't have them in hand.
They'll be here tomorrow.
Because somebody local found them here, so I just...
The Warriors are the one
up at
steps.
Shrews.
What was that?
The Warriors are the one steps.
It was the one step, sorry.
Yeah, one step is appearing at Toys R Us all over the place, but so far the Warrior class figures have only been seen in Ireland.
Basically,
really?
Everyone email Chris McFeely. I'm kidding, Chris. No one.
Basically, it's Christmas time with a new toy line around the horizon. It'll be here before Christmas.
But as often as the UK gets screwed over on toys, it's nice they're getting something because they haven't.
Yeah, they'll get these and no other ones.
And they'll like it.
That's right. Enjoy them while you have them. It's all you're getting.
I also heard earlier today that
month.
the Combiner Wars figures are at retail in Singapore now.
Nice. So
yeah, I think I read that too.
We're about a month and a half away then for us?
Probably, yeah.
Fantastic.
Cool. That
Right,
basically conforms to what the pre-orders that are up now are for too.
So, let's see.
It was neat on Amazon because I could actually, once I bought mine, I could actually sit there and refresh and see another one gone, and then they were sold out. And I also picked up Voyager Slog from Amazon for around $11. I think right before the show I checked, and he was $10.35. Now, I think they made a mistake, and they actually put him at the deluxe price point because they have him listed at list price is $16.99, and then it's crossed out down to $10.35. So if you're interested in picking that figure up, do it quick before they realize they made a mistake on their pricing.
Cool. Let's go ahead and jump to the news.
Something unique I discovered in Snarl.
Sure.
They have an extra sculpted head on one of his legs.
Yeah.
Cool.
Symmetry.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump to This Week in History. So, December 9th, 1933, my favorite Transformers artist, Jose Delbo, was born.
Oh.
Jose Delbo.
I thought you'd like that one.
Yeah. Jose Delbo is he's pretty infamous. He's pretty infamous in the Transformers fandom for having not great art in the Generation 1 comic. He's
on the other hand, I don't think Rhythms of Darkness would have been the same if it was done by anybody else.
Yeah. He's not infamous like Manny Galen is, who is just the worst ever. But Jose had his art was fun. It just wasn't good. Is that fair to say?
Sure.
He's no Frank Springer.
So, but yeah, so he born in 1933. We actually have an interview with Jose Delbo that Crazy Steve did at a convention in Florida back in 2010, I think. If you go to tfrd.net and search for Jose Delbo, that will come up. And we love Crazy Steve.
Steve is our homie.
He is our homie.
Hey, Brian, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm at Amazon right now, and they still have some of those figures in stock.
Okay, cool. And back in 1986, Mystery Convoy, I've always said Convoy because that's all the way it was always written.
Convoy!
Was published for the Famicom in Japan.
It's been ruining lives ever since.
Yeah.
So horrible.
So I've had a copy of the game for 15 years, and only this year was I able to actually test it to make sure it works.
You were better off before, weren't you?
Yeah.
I have a theory. Put like an emulator on your cell phone and play that. Go to Walmart. You get those free blood pressure machines. Take your blood pressure. All right, write it down because you'll forget. Play Mystery of Convoy for a good 5-10 minutes. Check it again. You're going to die soon. You will be like, okay, oh, where is he? Where's the bullet?
But of course, Mystery of Convoy, I will always call it Convoy, is famous for being the worst game ever made.
You know, usually you say,
Transformers or otherwise.
usually a bad video game, some people can disagree, can still enjoy it. Nobody has ever liked this game in the history of ever.
Like, even outside of the Transformers fandom, this game is famous for being bad.
Even in Japan, it is famous for being super difficult and bad.
Yeah.
This is the Tommy Wiseau's The Room of video games.
They did a, what is that show?
The Symbol's a Boss.
Yeah, they did. What's the name of that show in Japan where the guy plays games?
Game Center DX
Game
or
Center
something.
DX, yeah, that's it. Yeah. They even did an episode of that show around this. It's terrible.
I think that's the day he walked off set and had to renegotiate his contract. Like, dude, seriously.
Game Center CX, I'm sorry, that's what it was.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
There's always someone to correct you on the internet.
Yeah. Sorry, Rob, I didn't mean to correct you.
No, it's okay. It's actually just hilarious.
No, I think that was a reference to something else.
Make sure you
I
push up
get
your
you.
glasses.
I'm slow. So, let's see here. Oh, yeah, so if you want to play...
Actually...
Gosh, so this was 1986. So that means it was, 16 years before a good Transformers game came out? Armada?
Yeah, that's about right.
Something like that, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, the Game Boy Color Beast Wars game.
Beast Wars second game, it's not good, Rob.
I enjoyed it.
I
quite a
enjoyed
bit.
it, but it's not good.
Enjoying a
Well,
game makes it good.
we enjoyed playing Transmetals too, but it's not a good game.
Yeah.
Are you doing the whole, well, this is actually a test demo engine, and by that means it's great. It's about ethics and games journalism.
Yeah.
Nerds!
I kind of liked. I played it on the PC before I played it on the PlayStation, which was the Beast Wars game.
Yeah.
Not very good, but
The Beast Wars game, yeah, it was horrible. But I'll always hold like a special place because the online was hosted exclusively through MSN Gaming Hub, and that was like a chat jam every night from like 2 to 4. Like you just whichever room was the busiest, you go in that hub. No one's playing the game.
I wasn't.
But it was like the best thing going at the
I don't
time.
remember that. Yeah, bad game.
Beast mode.
Bad game.
We're going down.
So let's go ahead and jump to the news. So Chromia showed up on Big Bad Toy Store
And it's also
Amazon.
stuck on Amazon.
and Amazon, but no RC. I just automatically assumed that the pre-orders for RC were fulfilled and there were Chromias left over, and therefore Chromia went up for sale. But you guys,
that
some of you
doesn't
guys,
seem to be the case.
yeah. So this is potentially the first instance of the shipping of the single unit case or whatever that was called. That's
Yeah, the single, figure order in one case, I guess.
Well, I mean, right now we don't have any specific evidence that's actually what's happening. All we know is that there are Chromias in stock without RC. We don't know any inventory that might have also shipped with it.
I mean,
Like, the solicited case was, I think, Windblade, RC, Chromia, and Nightbeat, maybe?
Yeah.
was it? Okay.
It was a full normal shipping case. The only thing we really have an indication of is that there's not RCs left to be sold. And the people I've asked about it who had pre-orders for like the pair of them on Big Bad Toy Store have not had their orders filled yet.
I mean, it's not uncommon for a pre-order to be fulfilled and not everyone get it. Like Diecast
Right.
has beaten me to the punch several times and received things like a week before I did, and it's really pissed me off.
I know.
I always order right away, though. As soon
I do
as the
too.
pre-order goes up,
I do
order.
too.
I'm predicting this release is coming out at a potentially sweet spot because it's kind of in one of those between waves of being ordered lines, which basically means you go look at Ross in like March.
Yeah. I'll tell you. So if there's like a ton of RCs at Ross, I will be buying a ton of RCs.
Don, control yourself if you go to Ross.
Don, what you don't have RC yet. Did you just pre-order through Big Bad or who?
Yeah, I pre-ordered when it went up, and I am not gonna believe she actually exists until I have one in my hand.
So am I the only person here that has strongly considered buying one of the $30 or $40 ones off eBay that would ship same day?
I have.
You did?
No.
I'm
not.
strongly considered it, yes.
Yeah.
I've waited this long. I can wait a little longer.
No, I haven't, but I have considered the Japanese version, which is pretty much the same idea. Like,
I have that on pre-order.
I have
See.
that pre-ordered as well.
yeah, you're not buying it for $30 off of eBay, but you might as well at this point.
Yeah.
I think this is Hasbro's one last way of trolling Don, and just being like, look at all these Chromias are out.
They're just like
RC.
poking at him with a stick
Hopefully,
right now.
hopefully Hasbro will be trolling Don for years to come. I'd hope this isn't the last
The only
time.
thing I can think of is that there was an unannounced. The only thing I can think of is there's an unannounced revision to this case, and there is a version that is shipping with Chromias and no RC.
That would
Well,
suck.
there's also a rumor that, because they did that change in the hands, there's apparently one RC with closed hand and one with an open hand.
Right.
That may have delayed the RCs, but that's just speculation and
That
rumor.
seems like stretching to me.
Useless
it is.
small
It doesn't-
change.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. What they would have produced whatever quantity of the closed hand one, and those would have gone out, and then
there
the
would have
open
been a
hand ones would
variant.
have gone to production. There wouldn't have been a delay where they stopped They wouldn't have stopped one version from going out and filled more of another toy in the case to make up the numbers.
Yeah, they're not going to take the ones that are already made out of the package and switch the hands.
Right.
What particular reason did they change the hand, or does anyone actually know?
No,
We don't
no
really
idea.
know.
Stuff like
Like
that.
the only thing that's apparent is by switching it to look open, it more fits with what other generations' hands look like.
Well,
But at the same time, they had to add a little plug of plastic at the bottom, so now it can't really hold its accessories correctly anymore.
Well, my theory going on that is, depending on when they put that forward in motion, it could be like a waypoint 5 type of deal for her to really get put out in droves. Because if she was being produced in so many numbers, they halted it and changed the mold, it could really offset basically the wave.
So I'm looking at eBay right now for RC, and I'm just randomly looking at things that aren't Generations RC, and I completely forgot about the Vinyl Tech RC. That was the Honda mold.
Yeah.
It's hideous, but I kind of want it.
Well, I've got it, Brian, obviously, and and
I got it right here.
And the interesting is, I talked to a few of the guys at TFCon, and they said that the guys that run Shapeways, if you send them an idea that they think that they can run with it, now this is probably too niche to run with, but I'm going to email them and see if there's any opportunity or how much it would be to get a more RC head done for that Vinyl Tech figure.
Well, I mean, so just to clarify one thing, there's not a person that runs. I mean, there is somebody that runs Shapeways, but you'd be emailing like somebody like Trent or somebody like that.
Don't email that person at shapeways.com.
No.
Dear Shapeways.
Like email Trent or somebody that.
I wasn't going to go into a lot of detail and be too wordy word. I just wanted to just mention that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dear
Now-
Shapeways,
now-
my name is Donald.
Now, what I'm looking
Perhaps
at
you've heard of me.
I would like a Headmaster RC.
Here is a picture.
I've been very good these last 25 years.
I have taken the liberty of printing out a picture of her and Daniel, as well as a puppy,
Yeah.
just so you know how serious I am. P.S. The fourth picture is just for you. Don't tell anyone about what I just sent you.
No, what I'm looking at is my shopping cart on Amazon, and I'm debating if I want to get these 4 Warriors or not.
Here is
So,
a $5 bill to maybe grease these wheels.
I was thinking about getting Strong Arm, but after shipping, it's like $25, and I don't want it that much.
Yeah. These are probably going to sit on the shelves too, because
These
I
are
also-
Wave 1.
Yeah, I
toys
think
of
I'm-
Wave
Yeah, I also noticed they have the Legion class figures in stock right now too.
I think I'm just going to wait for these to show up at retail.
I'm
Just-
basically getting
I think
these
that's
figures because I figured I could get a jump on some video reviews.
Well, let's
There's already video reviews starting up, so you're too late for that already.
Yeah, don't.
Well,
Go ahead. Sorry.
we'll remind ourselves and our listeners, before you go paying some guy on eBay $50 for Strong Arm, just remember something. How about every first wave of every major brand toy line? You're going to be able to get this figure 5 years down the road.
Uh-huh.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind getting them.
Five below.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm probably just going to go ahead and just drop this order. But
First
it's
edition.
tempting. It's tempting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Amazon did drop the price because when I bought them, they were $16.99, and now they're down to $15.99. So you save
You must be
$4
kidding yourself
there.
right now.
But first edition is easier to find now for the most part than it was when it first shipped, except for like Bulkhead.
There is a second in Charles around here that has a first edition RC for $100. The Ross in the same shopping center
it.
next door has it for $5.
Yeah.
Apparently, no one at Five Below has went to go buy ugly Nikes at the Ross and decided, hey, what's that section in the back?
Oh, here's a first edition Bulkhead for $50.
In fact, that's
40
probably where they
bucks.
got the first edition RC. While
40
buying some ugly Pumas.
$45. Yeah, the price. He was more than that before, wasn't he?
I wish I could tell you. I didn't pay attention to that.
What, back the first time it came
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was going over 100.
Oh yeah.
He's shelf warmed. At least around here, I was like,
First
I got
edition
I was like, I get the
or
print.
red?
The second time, probably.
No, the first one. It was. I saw it. I had passed. I was like, I'll just get the red.
Was it
one.
Robots in Disguise or whatever the line was called, or first edition?
First edition.
Holy crap!
Like,
I've never.
It was like just sat.
Never even saw
I
it.
even passed it over. I was like, Fred.
Never saw it. Okay, let's see here. Jump to the next item. So, exhaust. He is.
Who wants
Got
exhaust?
plenty of that.
There's not too many people.
Guys, I can't come out. Some stuff just went down.
Yeah. God. Let's see here.
I got some cancer.
So, what's the likelihood that we're actually going to get this?
The guy at Quick Trip was awfully pissed about this.
I think Philip Morris
I
is
can't give you a
actually
better
going to
answer than that.
send letters to customs like, do not let this figure in.
You know what they need to do? Like, don't they? I know that like back in the day, you would see guys walking around in, like camel jackets and crap. They would have those camel codes or whatever it was, where they would use their.
You got little barcodes on the back of your
Camel
account, so-
cash.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, I mean, you know, trade a little bit of your lung for a little bit of bling. Philip Morris should do that with this.
Yeah, really.
That's exactly what they should do. They should.
I mean, you saw that jacket
Spend your
coming.
Marlboro miles on a transformer. There
Yes.
You saw that camel cash jacket coming. You already knew that guy is going to smell horrible.
Yes.
And he walks up and got no teeth in the mouths.
I'm surprised how much money Philip Morris is actually spending on sending these, having these lawyers write up the letter.
You mean
No, but
virtually nothing?
remember, these lawyers are on the payroll already, so they're paying them the same regardless of if they send these letters out.
Probably.
Problems like this occur with board lawyers on retainer. That's the cause
Yeah,
of the problem.
yeah.
I'd like
this is
that thing
pretty funny.
renewed.
This is just keeping their lawyers who are sitting around playing cards all day.
Yeah, these are
actually giving them some work.
These
to
are
do.
probably badged employees, exactly
Yeah,
like XV
exactly.
said. I mean,
It's time for performance review. Boy, I'd like to get some more money. Let me show them I'm doing. Hey guys, look what I found. That's right. You
Yeah.
think Jim down in accounting's doing this? No, he's just playing Angry Birds all day.
But still, their main point in the letter wasn't like, hey, we don't like that you're using our logo's likeness. It was like, hey, you're using our logo's likeness, and
on a
U.S.
that out.
law is going to get pissed off about this.
Like,
Yeah,
hey
and
guys.
that's what it comes down to. There's a law that you can't sell toys that have cigarette branding on them,
Right.
and their legal department thinks that the stuff that's on exhaust is close enough to their branding
okay,
images.
and I just want to make
that
this.
it
I just
causes
want to make this point very clear, very clear. The cigarette companies, Philip Morris would love to sell toys with their logo on it,
Yes.
but the government would kill them.
Just like the Joe Camel commercials
Yeah.
that we used to have when we were kids.
Oh man.
Now they're not allowed
Cool.
to do that
The
because
government-
that's considered marketing.
the U.S.
towards
government,
kids.
the U.S. government would crucify them if these toys get. Yes, it's true. They didn't make the toys. Yes, it's true. They're not encouraging this, But
they know about it, and that means they have a legal obligation to stop it from getting into the country.
If somebody on TV, their kid, or they saw one of these somewhere, you had the Marlboro Transformer, they would make a media frenzy out of this. Yeah, they can't let this come through. Now, that
being said, they can't stop all of them from coming in because
they're just performing their legal
Superman.
obligation in case it ever came to pass that they needed to.
Every store they find that is selling these is getting a letter telling them you cannot sell these to North America.
Yeah, it's due diligence.
So if you really want one, you need to set about $1,000 aside and pre-order one from every store you can find.
If you really want one, wait till TFCon next summer.
If you really want one, and you have an order from a store that has not been contacted yet, do not go out and talk about what store still has pre-orders available.
Yep.
Because that's only helping to find them.
And whatever you do...
HLJ actually removed the listing, but says they'll honor the already placed orders.
Hmm.
Wow.
And whatever you do, don't ever hope that Philip Morris employees walk into a Five Below and see the piles of Marlboro robots that have been around for about 2 years now.
So, interestingly enough, I canceled the pre-order because I just assumed that they weren't going to honor it, but Big Bad took it down, but the pre-order wasn't purged from my pre-order list.
Yeah, they were going to keep that in the system just in case something changed by the time that came out, even though they expected that it would not.
Yeah,
I'm expecting everyone to get charged for a Red Edition Wheeljack.
I'm wondering where all these extra Wheeljack or where all these extra exhausts are going to go that no one can sell.
I'm telling you, there is going to be some clever rebranding, just like how they all of a sudden third parties are this unique robot dinosaur warrior design. This special Red Edition Wheeljack, who comes wrapped in Garfield wrapping paper from the Dollar Tree.
I'm sure they can find, you like add a coin and do it as a Wonderfest, do something different. Special packaging.
Takara in Japan can sell these. There is no problem with that. Yeah. Because Japan does not have the same law.
But I mean the extras that Takara thought would be sold to...
It doesn't matter. I mean,
it's still getting sold to America.
Yeah.
It'll just be cleverly done.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and here's the thing, too. If Big Bad Toy Store or any of the others are not able to cancel the orders they've placed, and they still end up with their stock that they ordered that they can't sell on their website, they're going to find a way to sell those and get their money back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Whether in addition to all these third-party parts parties at the hotel rooms next convention season, there's also exhaust parties. Where these are being sold off-site from the stores. If they have the stuff, they're going to find a way to sell it.
I've been to plenty of exhaust parties before at BotCon. They are not fun.
I was going to say, can you see that showing up on the board, exhaust party? Oh, it's a smoking party.
Or it's a farting party.
Hey,
I'm
Brian,
just going to... Go ahead.
Parts party, smokers lounge, whatever.
Yeah, well, Brian, you're a little more worldly than I am. I visit reality.
I've been to the sheets down the road, son.
Yeah, I visit reality once or twice, but you're there most of the time. What if someone sending in an order for this figure to say a Big Bad Toy Store, if they included a copy of their driver's license showing...
Doesn't matter.
Or some kind of age statement.
Doesn't matter.
It wouldn't make any difference?
No.
Okay.
No.
I just didn't know if that was an option or not.
We're all saying, man, Big Bad Toy Store can't sell this cigarette robot. But hey, check out this eBay seller. The ladies love Joel. His store sure has a lot of them.
Yeah, so basically, I provide my driver's license to buy this, then I give it to my 7-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
But yeah, eBay, as long as because the way eBay works, somebody has to actually make a complaint on a listing. eBay does not proactively go through and compare listings to a list of things they have that they should not.
Oh, they sure don't.
Sell.
They sure.
Man, remember the 90s eBay when you could buy drugs on eBay?
Well,
Remember,
they don't care.
remember the old days of eBay when you could sell Hooks' dead body on eBay?
Man, the stuff I bought on eBay. Hey, hair. I didn't think they'd send me hair.
So they may proactively do that with certain things that might involve software piracy, because there are certain things that I might buy if I could that.
Well, okay.
Options-
I guess I'll rephrase. There's probably a short list of things their system is programmed to detect and reject automatically. Cigarette robot's not going to be one of them.
Exactly. But EverDrive for the NES or Genesis, yeah, you might not be able to post those. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and jump to Combiner Wars. We have lots and lots of photos. Mm-hmm. God, let's see here. Well, let's just go ahead and jump to the first third thing that XV put in here, because
third thing XV put in here.
The first, and I changed to third. I'm sorry. The third thing, the first in my
mind.
How
tall are the Combiner
First
Wars?
things first.
Exactly.
It's the thirdest.
God, I hate that song. So, how tall? When XV posted this, I'm like, huh. So basically, long and short of it is, you did some visual analysis to figure out about how tall it is.
They're going to be the size of Fall of Cybertron Bruticus.
Yeah.
Long story short.
That's interesting. I'm excited.
More massive, yes, because Voyager torsos, but they're going to be the same height.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's pretty decent.
Yeah. Kind of not the bad news if you want to keep using your Fall of Cybertron Bruticus.
Well,
yeah. Why would you? I mean, the G2 one I can see, but there's a display piece.
They'll constantly be trying to...
That's wall art.
Yeah, they'll constantly try to, rescue him from his cardboard prison.
So one thing I've been wondering is, after Combiner Wars stuff is out, people can take, detailed measurements of the connectors. Are we going to see through Shapeways or somewhere somebody offering a set of those combiner ports to put on the Fall of Cybertron toys?
Probably.
That'd be nice.
Or on the Scramble City toys.
Realistically,
so you have
we all know
there's arm.
We all know there's going to be a Combiner Wars gift set that's going to be the Fall of Cybertron Bruticus at a store somewhere. It's a combiner, and they're going to be repackaging them to sell.
Possibly. Hopefully they'll.
Yeah, I just wonder though, because it's not cross compatible.
I think they're done with that mold. They've
already gotten 4 or 5 uses out of that mold.
You guys say that.
Okay, so let's count. There's Comic-Con, the first one. There's the Retail one, G2. There's Platinum, which was basically the Comic-Con colors again, and then Takara got a use out of it.
And Ruination.
You guys,
I think the deciding factor will be if they can sell a set that expensive to a store in a non-movie year.
The thing to remember here also, it really doesn't matter. They're just shipping name and gimmick on a package to sell the store exclusive to provide them something. And the cheaper, the better. It's not a matter of, hey, this works within the line, or hey, how many times we use this because, hey, seekers. But also...
I think there is a case of it being compatible with the line, because I'm pretty sure at this point the Hasbro team themselves are not going to want to basically confuse the waters with this. And, have the response be, why doesn't this Combiner War thing that combines work with these Combiner War things that combine when they're all supposed to work with everything?
But at the same time, Costco gift set. It's they never match the line they're with. It's like, hey, a Cybertron this is the red set. That's what I'm talking about. It's not, they're not marking this whatsoever. It's a Black Friday exclusive or something. It's going to be something like that. I'm just sure of it.
So, we have lots of photos of the first wave of Combiner Wars figures. I really like this one. This actually gives me quite a bit of hope. When I first saw the Combiner Wars combiners, especially Minosaur, I kind of choked back a little bit. But they are frickin' posable.
They are greater than their combined sum.
Yeah.
These are reverse combiners.
It's mighty impressive. These are way better than I thought they were going to be.
Well, and look at it this way too. This is possibly the first Superion in the history of ever that does not suck.
The Micromaster one.
Oh no, that sucks because half of it's made of gold plastic and has disintegrated.
Oh yeah.
I'll dig mine out. So check them.
Mine's still in one piece, but I'm afraid to touch it.
Yeah, don't touch it. If it's still in one piece, just leave it alone.
I'm going to tell you guys, if you're worried, and this is probably what I'll end up doing, get you one of those quick change knockoffs that you can find at Tuesday morning or whatever, and just paint that torso part gold.
It's not even the torso. It's the pelvis piece.
Well,
the
that
torso
part.
on Superion, I think, is white plastic. So that's fine, but
He's got a Colt crotch piece.
Yeah.
I like gold!
The only upshot of that is if you can get, like on eBay or whatever, one of the Micromasters from one of the other teams where it's a different plastic color, I think all those leg pieces are interchangeable.
I think really, how many of those main body parts were that different? I think they reused a couple of them too, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that's actually different is like the heads and maybe the way the fists connect.
Yeah. So basically what we're saying is there's alternatives.
This goes back to the thing we've talked about in the past a couple times. Why hasn't the third party made posable Micromaster combiner parts?
Because they don't know that they exist.
Yeah.
Basically.
Dude, it's that G2 stuff. You know, after 86, that G2 stuff. That's not Transformers, bro. We're real fans, yo.
Yeah.
My favorite guy is Octopus Prime.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually,
Follow Cybertron's G1, yo.
Speaking of Octopus Prime, we have new photos of the Voyager Prime. That's
Transducers.
And I don't hate it. I still don't hate it.
I like this a lot more than I originally thought I was going to.
Yeah, it's growing on me, and I kind of regret that I'm feeling that way.
I never hated it. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat, and that's it.
Even the combined form looks okay.
Yeah.
It's got Energon Optimus Prime's Matrix in its chest.
Yes,
for combined
yes, it
mode.
does.
I have to love that. I can't help it.
It's probably coming.
I have to say, I was only kidding at Halloween with my tweet about scary stories in 5 words coming soon. Energon Generation 2. I was only kidding about that. I did not mean.
But I'd like Energon Generation 2. That'd be a good thing.
You're wrong. It would be a terrible thing.
And just for people watching the video,
Don, go to the corner. Just go.
For people watching the video, they saw a random thing pop up. I just want to show it's the Transformers
PG-13
Evac Squad 2-pack. So
I'm so close to ordering that.
Yeah, I know.
If that was
$24.
$24.
If that was any other helicopter mold than Blazemaster, I would probably order it. But God, I hate that mold. I'm
kind of tempted, even though
it's terrible.
I didn't even buy it, so it'd be a.
Oh no, it's terrible.
That's okay.
Like his
stay in
head's
the
all
box.
white too, so
It's
his
horrible.
head kind of blends in with the rest of the body.
That's okay because it's probably just going to stay in the box. It's be like, all right, I got another hotspot. You know.
I guess it would not be a stretch to say Blazemaster was the arachnid of its time.
I honestly,
And they were
I
both
think
helicopters too.
Yeah,
I really think about just really want the hotspot because I just like that mold.
I do too.
No,
Yeah,
me
So that's
too.
pretty much it.
And like I'm thinking, I was like, I can have 4 of this mold.
We already have it as hotspot.
I know, but this is a red hotspot.
It'd be good for anybody who missed Inferno.
Yeah, true.
The problem is this Protectobot set 1 does not have this head. It has Grapple's head.
Guys.
If it had that head, though, it could be like the
It's
the
Guard City.
the Guard City, the KO.
Yeah.
Dang
That's
it! Oh, no, it's
$20, say, huh?
$23.37 right now. Their pricing structure, like their prices fluctuate.
Okay, I'm
so
buying it.
much.
Dang
You know, I have to be thinking others. I'm just going to add this to the shopping
Dang
list
it.
on Amazon, and if it doesn't end up under the tree, I don't know what happened.
Dang it.
I just canceled my shopping cart. Y'all are ahead.
It's,
Oh my god!
I'll just add this to the shopping list. Yeah,
It's like we have to
I'm totally buying
apologize.
this for someone else.
We interrupt this RFC while
We all go
shop
shop.
on
I'm buying
Amazon.
it. I'm sorry. Give me a second.
Oh, speaking of, I need to buy my comics.
I have to
Let's
say,
do this there.
the Voyager Prime does not look as bad as I thought it would based on those initial pictures.
The initial pictures always look terrible, though.
Yeah,
It looks a lot better than but I do hope that if they recolor the Stunticons so that if I'm going to have a Masquerade Minosaur, it's going to at least look close to being right than just Stunticons stuck on an Optimus Prime.
Well, except there's they're doing Windcharger as a Legends toy, so I don't really think that's going to end up being involved to start with.
This is one of those things where like,
Well,
yeah,
that's
this is Generations is for a collector's market. We're making a toy first. So that's really what the logic is. It's toy first, us second.
Oh yeah, it's just that wind charger. I'm not even buying the wind charger because the reveal the shield is a much better toy. This wind charger is just a tailgate repaint.
But it's got a new head too.
Well,
All right. Angry Birds Transformers issue 2 download. All right.
I was trying to figure out, did we get Thundercracker already, or did we only get Acid Storm?
Storm and Starscream.
Starscream.
Boy, I hope Thundercracker's not made from a piece of rubber like Acid Storm was.
Yeah, because they talked about at BotCon how the groups of 3 that are usually the Seekers or the Insecticons, they know people want those trio
Acid
of
Storm doesn't fit into that original group of 3. That's
I know. But remember, Acid Storm was also coming out.
He doesn't even fit into the original group of 6.
Yeah. But remember, he was coming out around the same time, roughly, as the Masterpiece, give or take.
So Matt just got hit it on the head. We're going to get like 7 of these, at least. We're going to get all 6, and we're going to...
I think also, to compound to what Don said, that came. It's like, okay, we got Acid Storm, which even came with Waspinator in like solid rubber. Obviously, they cut some costs there, and then like the wave prior was straight repaints of the first wave. I think he was just part of a cost-cutting filler effort more than anything. It's like let's put some crap out.
We haven't gotten Skywarp yet, so it's
Skywarp will be the third one and probably end up being later 2015.
Yeah, probably not. Well, Bombshell's already listed as coming out, and he's the last.
Okay, all right. So Bombshell, Thundercracker, Windcharger, and Power Glider are all the first Combiner Wars Legends assortment. So those are all 4 coming out together.
Sometimes the drug dealer puts baking powder into cocaine batches between good loads. I mean, they're stretching out for profit here.
But do you think we could get Headmasters? Or Headmasters. No. Do you think we could get Coneheads?
Out of the Legends mold?
Yeah.
I mean, there's kind of room in there for a cone shape to fit.
The head might be tiny, but...
Let me see. Well, the head's already tiny, Rob.
A little bit tinier.
Hey, Chris.
Maybe you could have a nice hat.
Okay, so the only problem I'm seeing is that the way the cockpit has to fold over, they would have to cut out part of this panel in the back to make room for a taller head.
I wonder.
If they're already molding a new head.
If they colored in the cockpit to make it a solid, or say the same color as the gray plastic, could they just put a mushroom peg or a swivel in there, and instead of folding the cockpit back, you would just turn it around?
No, that would require some pretty substantial re-engineering of the toy.
Simpler solution and crappier solution. Instead of a mini-con, it comes with little rubber missiles that one's a hat.
Okay.
Basically a Zartan hood type situation.
Yeah. So, hey, sorry, I had to step away for a second. Where are we at now, guys? What did you talk about?
We talked about drug use.
Oh, good.
Don likes the meth.
Very unprofessional of me, but I had a knocking at my door. I had to check on it.
We were talking about the
Legends. Oh, boy, Dominoes!
We're still talking about Legends class stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so...
we know the whole first assortment of that. We know Huffer is going to be a recolor in probably the second assortment, which we don't really know what new is going to be in that. But if it goes the way 2014's Legends will, we're going to have 2 new molds per assortment with recolors from the last one.
Yay! This is some good stuff right here, these recolors.
Do anything else to talk about with the Combiner Wars, or do we want to go ahead and jump ahead to Red?
Stuff looks pretty good, and apparently just about any Legends toy can be Optimus's chest plate in combined mode.
That's pretty cool. Hey,
thanks to his fantastic docking nipples.
One thing I just want to mention real quick, I did order the set, and thankfully, because it's approaching Christmas, I am now getting 2-day delivery, including Saturdays. So nice. I'll have it Saturday.
There's just going to be a big box showing up, and I'll be like, all right, which is my stuff and which is what I bought for other people.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I hate this time of year.
Oh, man. Okay, so...
did I buy my brother a masterpiece something?
Robots in Disguise. So we have lots of photos of stuff. Things are hitting stores. Warrior Class, So basically, actually, I didn't mention this. So Big Bad, not the Big Bad's a sponsor. They are a sponsor of tformers.com, but not directly of us. I do tend to use Big Bad, I have to admit, because I've been using them for 16 years. Yeah, 15 years.
They're not a sponsor, but let's face it,
much everything.
it's like Walmart now.
Yeah, it's like they're basically Walmart. So they did have a pre-order up for Combiner Wars and Robots in Disguise. This past week, I did pre-order Combiner Wars. I did not pre-order Robots in Disguise because I fully expect to be able to. I'll be drowning in those soon. So,
Well, the fact is, I'm not that interested in the Robots in Disguise stuff.
I want Grimlock.
Grimlock looks good.
I like dinosaurs.
Those darn many PVC things that were popping up yesterday. Those, I'm probably going to buy a case of those. I mean, have you seen these Decepticons from this line? Have got my attention more than anything else with the crazy beastie robot modes. Like
I was going to say, it's like
Thunderhoof.
Thunderhoof.
You've seen Thunderhoof, right?
Yeah.
He is a moose robot that turns into a car. Now, if there's any justice,
because like the antlers can just be the front bumper. It's
I'm
perfect.
telling you, if there's any justice at Hasbro,
Warrior
turn
Quest,
into the
right now.
Griswold's station wagon because they went to the theme park with the moose.
I really do love this Grimlock.
It's nice.
People watching the video, I'm pulling it up right now. It's a non-standard Grimlock. It's not the Grimlock that it's not a straight up homage to the Grimlock that we've known. It's he's a Autobot. He transforms into a dinosaur, and it's not much more than that, really. I like it. It's pretty.
And you can order it right now on Amazon.
This new Robots in Disguise also has trilingual packaging.
Mm-hmm. Everything has trilingual packaging again.
Much like the old Robots in Disguise.
And much like our logo. Thank you, John DeLuna, for being awesome.
I'm totes expecting to get a migraine transform these now just because of memories from over a decade ago.
Yeah.
No, I think these are a fair bit simpler.
Instructions are actually on the back of the box.
I'll get a migraine this time. This time you get a migraine, it's because there's some chemicals still cooking in there. It's fresh from the factory. That mold release hits you.
The only one of these I'm really interested in picking up right now is Strong Arm, though.
So Warrior Class is the same size as Deluxe. That's the new Deluxe size.
Well, so Warrior Class is basically a sub-Deluxe price point. Basically, they did the upscaled Legends at the end of Beast Hunters, this is kind of the evolution of that idea, though, where these are a simpler design figure than a Deluxe Generations toy. They're roughly the same size, but they're a little smaller, a little simpler, and they're going to be a tiny bit cheaper. Generations Deluxe retail is going up to $16.99 for 2015. These are still going to be $14.99.
And these have that cool game scanner thing on each figure.
Yeah, and if you look at the packaging, all the Autobot symbols are visible through the packaging, so you could really actually go to the store and just scan them.
Well,
if you really wanted to.
But we don't.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like it's a code for a comic book or something.
Well,
where it could be redeemed once and then never again.
Well, it could be like the telepods that they make for Angry Birds with Star Wars and Transformers, where it's a tiny itty bitty QR code on there, and it comes with a magnifier. Because that's how that works. It just downloads it off of a site somewhere, which is pretty ingenious.
Yeah.
Once I figured out this clear matrix.
That's the whole point of this, too. These are a code that you scan. It unlocks a character in the mobile game they're going to release for this. And
those Skylanders things happen to hit a nerve and almost killed the toy industry. So everyone's trying to play catch-up right now.
Okay.
I think it's saving the toy industry.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I went ahead and
it's saving one part and killing another.
I went ahead and just ordered Grimlock and Chromia from Big Bad. Not from Big Bad, from Amazon, so I'll have them this week.
See, what we're going to do...
This is the best episode ever. We just...
Guys, I got a
plan. I
need
a new car. Let me go ahead and just buy a new car real quick.
Radio Free Cybertron, $396.
Wait till
spend
BotCon,
all the money.
guys. Brian, turn away for a minute. Next week, let's see what we can get them to buy. Who wants a waterbed?
JD would be so proud
I
if he
know.
was here right now.
We dropped $50. That's pretty normal for sure.
But no, I remember saying that in terms of, size and complexity, I thought Beast Wars would be a good place to go back to try and keep, prices in line and still make a satisfying toy. And given the fact that the instructions fit on the back of the card again, I think that may be what they're shooting for.
Well, people overlook it. Beast Wars had some hollow parts.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they knew how to stretch that plastic. It was a different design team. It was a different toy company.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
But that's a good aesthetic to work for. It's like, okay, good quality toy. We managed to skimp out where we needed to. And that booklet costs money to print and put in there. So if putting it on the back means, hey, his nose is painted.
The other thing too, this goes with the initiative they started with those upscaled Cyberverse toys. It's a small number of transformation steps, and they're proving that by printing it all on the back of the packaging instead of having a fold open instruction sheet. They're playing up the simplicity and that these are easy for younger kids to play with.
And let's reiterate the younger kids part, because I'm even looking at the chat, but I guarantee one right there or in the comments, someone's going, "They're making these stupid kid things." Yeah, the generation's for you. The masterpiece.
Right,
is
Generations is for the older
Exactly.
kids and the collectors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and jump to something here I didn't learn until I was looking at the show notes. Thanks, XV. The Mega Drive Megatron is getting a limited release as Sega Genesis Megatron.
Woo!
Do we know how to get this? Because I want it.
Okay, so
Kill it, baby.
Okay, so in the article,
Pretty
the
close.
website linked at the bottom is the web store, and you have to order through them. Basically, this is being, as far as I can tell, this is being produced to order.
Oh.
So they'll take the number of pre-orders and make that many of this version of the toy, which is really easy because it's just like one different color and then some different tampographs on it.
Yeah, so instead of being...
And one new molded piece.
Is it? Oh yeah, because the plate is different.
Yeah, the 16-bit font is actually different and closer to the US version. Than the,
right, but
release.
for our audience members who are familiar with Bandai stuff being done to order, where it's like 6 months until it comes out after, this is not a whole new toy they're having to produce. It's just a variation in the run they're already doing, so the turnaround time's a lot faster on this. But like anybody who's used to doing this, go talk to your middleman that you use to order web shop exclusive stuff from Japan. I'm sure our retailers in the US will be looking to find a way to get these too. The base cost though is about $100, so it's not going to be cheap.
That's not that far off though from Mega Drive Megatron.
Real talk.
No, it's not.
You're going to a convention, you're going to be able to get one.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was excited when they saw the words Streets of Rage cartridge for you? Remember, it's just a piece of plastic with a sticker.
So that's
man, it's going with fighting knuckles.
So that's the Lucky Draw version. The Lucky Draw
Right.
is gold, and it comes with Bare Knuckle, which was the Japanese name for Streets of Rage.
Comes with Dean Ambrose on the cover.
That sure is a lucky draw toy.
Yeah, so just want to point out the only copy of Streets of Rage I have is actually a Japanese Mega Drive copy of Bare Knuckle. Yeah,
I have
Well
a
done.
couple of copies, and including a ROM copy on that Genesis I got recently. I like Streets of Rage, boy. It's so nonsensical. Like, hey, the law has failed us. Let's fight against them. Push button B, a cop car flies up and shoots a rocket.
So Lucky Draw's been around for a while.
I'm in a boat.
And actually, the one thing I never actually it's typically it's a contest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so is it TV Magazine or who does it?
It varies, really.
Okay, so like Lucky Draw is not like a brand.
No, right.
But Lucky
a
Strike
Lucky Draw
is.
item can be distributed through whoever wants
To produce one.
Right.
So, and they're usually pretty limited, like 10 units or less.
This Mega
numbers.
Drive Megatron's 5,
Yeah.
for reference.
Well, there's never, I don't think, a exact recorded number, because there's the amount they made for the whatever, and there's usually more than that get produced for whatever reason that gets, I guess, from however they distribute them, because it's been kind of recorded in the past. Like, hey, they've got only these 5 gold Rodimuses. There's about 50 of them. stuff like that.
Yeah, because I mean, when
However
there's
the
really a
production run
short
had
thing
to
at the
work out.
factory, it's if anything, it's like making it more effective for the factory to
Yeah.
run a few extras and even just like hand them out to employees or whatever, or throw them in the garbage.
Exactly. Because it's like, yeah, the point of this is promotional, not bankrupting the company.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is anything for $1, guys. That's
Or again,
live in the real world.
Yeah. Or if nothing else, the gold version could be your Electrum Megatron.
nice.
From that time that Megatron was a Sega Genesis and bathed in the Electrum Pool.
I
Yes.
want like a blue one that's like a weird Walmart exclusive homage, or those weird colored versions they do for random gift packs or whatever.
So
when they get around to doing a Nintendo 64 Transformer, because they will totally do that at some point, they totally need to have a variant that's the Pikachu Nintendo 64
oh
Yeah.
god.
Well,
from the late 90s.
the PlayStation Convoy, that's as close as you're getting, son.
Yeah.
Because that's a Super Nintendo CD set.
So,
Yeah.
jumping to third-party news, so we have new photos, and I'm trying to figure out what's so different about them, of Invisible, the not Mirage figure.
Where's it at? It's invisible.
It's invisible.
Here's my third-party action figure. It's only $100. These
My
guys are taking it to a new level.
my love for this has waned. I think I just want to wait for Masterpiece Mirage, though I don't hate it so much. In vehicle mode, it looks perfect. Robot mode, it just kind of falls flat for me.
It's a more boring version of Classics Mirage. Yeah.
That's basically what I was going to say, Rob. It's a perfectly nice toy. Unfortunately, a much nicer toy was out a few years ago for much cheaper.
It has rubber
that's
wheels.
Its biggest distractor. Yeah.
Oh. And they recognized that was a very nice toy, which is why they lifted like 90% of its engineering to make this.
I would
Those
say
10 guys who never shut up about rubber wheels but barely buy toys will be happy. They're still not buying it.
I would say that I like the vehicle mode on this better than the Classics Mirage.
Right, just because it's more the Mirage you think of.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's I like the size of it too. Right here, it is masterpiece sized.
Mhm.
It looks like a solidly nice toy. I mean, there's no denying that. It's just we've all got a Classics one we bought for $10. Like how many years ago?
I loved Classics Mirage.
Exactly.
That's
the problem.
going on 9 years now, Rob.
Oh my.
That's the hey, there's a new Legends Wind Charger camp coming out. You're like, I got a perfectly good one a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have a couple of them. I think I only have one actually near me, though.
So in the chat, John
See? Yeah.
DeLuna just said Ultra Magnus as the Ultra 64.
Oh, son.
Yeah, I know.
Project
Hi, John.
Reality.
Yeah, Project Reality.
It's going to be like realistic, man. Okay, here's some screens.
gonna be
This is what
like
it's going to look like 3 years later.
It looks nothing like that.
Dorito people.
Yeah. God.
Biggest injustice of when 3D gaming took over. We were at the height of picture-perfect sprites, where sprite art was beautiful. And then it's like, all right, spend $500 on the newest gaming software. This looks like crap!
Okay, so before we move off of this tangent, I just want to put it out there. Ultra Magnus as a Famicom with Mystery of Convoy inserted.
Whoa!
I think
Right, guys.
a little of me died right there.
And the Famicom disk drive is his armor.
Oh, guys. I one up you. God Genrai as the Nintendo, as the Famicom. Apex Armor, God Bomber is the disk drive add-on. Headmaster's cartridge.
Well,
Was that even disk drive?
I was going to say Rob the robot would be the Genrai armor.
Yeah, the God Bomber armor.
I don't think you make a good headmaster for RC, who turns into action or something. She got the gun and a matte cape or something.
I guess the TurboGrafx 16 could be like Skywarp or something.
TurboGrafx 16 is the quick change guy you got at Family Dollar.
Now you do realize there's a Takara representative who'll be writing down everything we're saying.
Okay. Well,
Hey, if they make
Takara
Famicom Ultra
representative,
Magnus with
cut
Mystery
the
of
weird crap
Convoy
out.
in, I would probably buy one just
Yeah.
because.
Yes.
I just made fun of TurboGrafx 16 knowing I beg for one like every day.
I loved my TurboGrafx 16.
It's such a great system. It's just
Keith Courage
benign.
and Alpha Zones, I thought it was the
This is a
freaking
great
future.
game.
I thought it was the future until I played I got it like the month before the Super Nintendo came out. And I thought Keith Courage was amazing. And China Warrior. I thought it was so awesome until I played Super Mario World and I wanted to like choke myself to death in my own tears.
You gotta remember, you're talking about the difference between a 16-bit system that came out in 1990 versus 2 years later.
Well, the TurboGrafx was actually an 8-bit
8-bit,
system. It had 2 parallel 8-bit processors.
Yeah,
And they did the math and said it was 16-bit.
Yeah, it's one of those tricks like, hey,
Oh, so what you mean is it's a dual-core 8-bit system?
Yes, that's exactly that is very apt. That is
it's a very good 8-bit gaming system.
Okay.
Cleverly marketed as 16-bit one.
Hey, well, for my age group, I want to see an Atari transform.
Of course you do.
But I don't know who it could be. Who could the Atari?
All right, Don.
Oh,
I had the Atari too, Don. Let's talk.
Alpha Trion.
No. The Atari. Are we talking about wood grain Atari?
Wood grain.
2600, whichever one.
VCX.
Wood grain transformer, man.
Well, the reason I asked is because we all know. Well, Don probably remembers the $50 2600 came out later. That's like tiny,
Yeah, I remember that.
Wow. Let's see. Let's work with this one, Don. Wood grain. You can put your soda on it. You got to unplug it when you're done playing because that thing is red hot.
I've got one right over here.
It's like you thought your Xbox 360 thing was huge.
I plugged it into my HD TV recently. Again, part of me died.
But yeah, so like
how, Brian?
How
do you do that?
Atari Trion, I could totally buy that.
Yeah.
So you know the adapter, the RF adapter that is it's actually just an RCA cable.
Computer TV.
Very well.
That you just plug it. You plug in the box and then you.
Yeah.
So I basically took that off and it was an F-type coax adapter. So I took the coax adapter and basically it attaches to the RCA cable. Then I screwed it into the antenna in port of my HD TV, and it was terrible. But it worked.
Atari memory. By my elementary school, my brother's junior high, there was a swimming pool company that caught fire one day. So it was basically a big chlorine fire where all the children were. So school's evacuated. Okay, that day, my mom came and got me and my brother out of school. And took us to line up. We couldn't go home for like the rest of the day because there's a chlorine fire a couple of blocks away. Took us to Lionel Toy World. We didn't have a window yet. We didn't get one for like another maybe year. So she got us some Atari games, including Yar's Revenge. And so we get home, and I'm playing Yar's Revenge on our hand-me-down black and white TV that we were forced to play our Atari on because the good TVs were being held by adults, Yep. And it's there, and my dad's pissed off because mom took us out of school to buy video games. And he's in the next room, and if anyone's ever played Yar's Revenge, they know it's one big kid's.
I need a volume control. Sorry. That scared the hell out of me.
The thing is, that is when you turn the game down. So that was very angry.
So, Rob, you clearly have your audio on Skype to adjust based on the volume because you are very quiet now.
It's showing me a red bar saying your computer's too slow. It's like, oh no, you ain't pulling this crap on me again.
Let's go ahead and jump.
So also on T-Formers this week.
Well, we also have real quick the Combiners Legend. What is it? It's
Dino King or
the SRK-02.
Shuriking.
The Shuriking.
That makes a really pretty foot.
Yeah.
It looks good.
They have a color picture of the Combiner too, though.
So, have you already seen pictures of the Not Snarl here, or is this new?
I can't tell one third-party Dinobot from another
They
one.
all look the same to me.
All I know about this one is that this is the one that combines into a bigger robot,
and it looks pretty good. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
honestly, I think the main body for the Combiner is hideously over-detailed, but I really like the feet.
But does it have ankle tilt?
It looks like it does.
Yeah.
Don, I'm gonna reach through and strangle you.
Petite feet, feminine.
And it has wings. I mean, that's
I mean,
it
can fly.
I will say this. I have wanted a Dinobot Combiner for many years just to see how they could possibly do it and it not suck.
Or Dino Guys.
I can tell you. I can tell you right now.
But
Uh-oh.
that's
Family Dollar, ho!
That's probably the closest I've ever seen one come to the mental image of what I think a Dinobot combiner should look like.
Right.
It's
Grimstone, I agree.
This looks like
Sounds great.
this looks like the Dinobot version of Superfire Convoy and Ultra Magnus.
What I mean,
So terrible.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. Then,
I think it's the
I just
chest.
although I would love to see artwork
Yeah.
of this, I would love to see one of the current artists or Dan Kahana, him versus Predaking. That would
Dan
be
Kana versus Predaking?
That
I would love to see that.
No,
It's all
Dinobot-
nice and sitting there. Well,
no,
crap.
this
That was
Dinobot
huge.
combiner.
and yeah. So also on T-Farmers, XV reviews Transformers number 36 and Angry Birds Transformers
Formerly
number
Robots
2.
in Disguise.
Yeah. Oh, Angry Birds Transformers number 2 came out. I didn't know that.
I kind
Rob
of
just
enjoyed
bought that like
first.
15 minutes ago.
I
Weren't
bought
you paying
both of them.
attention?
Yeah, it had Demolisher as part of the Decepticons.
I read the first issue and I don't know that I want to read the second.
It's not. It's a kid comic.
It's
It
a
is
kid
what it is.
comic, yeah.
That's
But it's a
exactly
fun kid comic. It's
Yeah,
silly.
I love the spoof of the old Marvel introduction page with Blue Streak asking why everyone's talking like that.
It's laughing at itself. Like, what does the Starscream pig say? He's like, when pigs fly. See you later.
I really I really like the first issue, the beginning of it that had all the little Autobot Easter eggs, at least the character selection I thought was neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said, Demolisher from Armada is part of the Decepticon cast, and he's one of those ones
Yeah.
I've always loved. And go figure, he was in. They used Energon and Armada characters as background characters in a recent comic. Fingers crossed, Demolisher's making it into a mainline.
Cool. That'd be awesome.
I would love that.
So let's go ahead and jump to Q&A with Rob Springer. Question, how plausible do you think it would be to animate the IDW comics?
Well,
Would it be better than a spinoff of Transformers Prime?
here's where I got to break down the kayfabe here and tell you straight up. It's 100% plausible in the sense that IDW could fund such a thing.
Could they?
Because, no. See, the thing is, Marvel and DC are giant companies. That's what they have studios. IDW would have to have a backer of some sort. And that backer would probably be Hasbro. The
Wouldn't have to be
company that owns-
wouldn't have to be IDW. Marvel owns the content, so
Right.
IDW.
IDW is merely a licensee.
Yeah.
So basically, Hasbro would have to be like, okay, by the way, stockholder.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
at the
I
end
mean,
of the,
Hasbro
it's
has their
licensed.
Hasbro Studios thing. If they
Mhm.
wanted to, they could take some of the stuff and be like, okay, we're adapting this to animation. How cheap can we do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
it's entirely plausible, just not what you're asking for.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Audio Nights Theater, which is
Solidarity Fist.
Yeah, our friend Ninja Dave's initiative where he's recording audio for More Than Meets the Eye.
Doing a great job.
Yeah, doing a great job. Got David Kay to do some work on it. Pretty amazing. But just want to mention that.
Dave, I cannot hug enough. I love
He's
that.
a great dude.
He is a great dude.
And there's things that have been raised to this point too before, like if you're going to adapt something from IDW for animation, what would you pick? Because More Than Meets the Eye is really popular, but it kind of has a way of linking every story into the next one. It's hard to kind of separate out one piece and make an animated feature out of
Yeah,
it.
like adapting a comic book story by story is not really the best thing to do.
Okay, earlier this year I got to sit in on an IDW press junket for, I think it was Dark Cybertron. And the thing that was really interesting is they asked all three writers, John Barber, James Roberts, Margaret Scott, what they wanted to see adapted, which of this comic story they would like to see adapted into TV show, cartoon, movie, whatever. John Barber said he'd like his first Robots in Disguise arc. I forget what James Roberts said. Margaret Scott, the only one who has actually worked in television, said she didn't want to see any of them adapted because she thinks that they work too well as comics and they'd lose too much.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, also, what I was saying earlier about Marvel and DC, we got to remember, Transformers has been around 30 years, and that seems like a long time to remember Batman's been around 75.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He is an evergreen character. Transformers could go away for a few years and then come back.
Maybe, maybe not.
They can always sell Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Well, comic-wise, absolutely. I want to go back to Rob's point, Rob Clay's. Like, I think asking which Transformers comic would make a good TV adaptation would be like asking which one of my dogs could be adapted into a robot. Could you make a robot version of my dog? Sure. Would it be as cuddly, or would I love it as much? No. So to me, that's a pretty close analog.
I think Brian would try really hard.
They spend a lot of money on the effort. I mean, we can't deny that.
And honestly, I think if you were going to convert any of those to something else, the only way that would actually work is if Hasbro were to do something like DC's original video animation line. That's the only way you could get Robots in Disguise or More Than Meets the Eye to really work for it, because, that they're backing away from how Adult Prime was.
Yeah.
And, Robots in Disguise, and especially More Than Meets the Eye, are a good step past that.
Yeah, way more. Yeah. And the thing is, even those DC animated shorts don't make good adaptations of comics.
Well,
the only ones that are good are the ones that are original.
Well, like I said, a new Batman movie comes out or whatever, every single Batman thing under the sun is re-released on video because Batman looks like Batman. Optimus doesn't look like Optimus from one year to the other.
Well,
when a movie comes out, it's G1 getting put out back on video.
Batman changes all the time.
And besides that, More Than Meets the Eye, there is no Optimus, and for over half of Robots in Disguise, no Optimus.
Yeah.
But
so it's not even a matter of doesn't look like, the character is just not there.
I mean, you watch one cartoon, it has Batman in it. You watch another, if it wasn't for a symbol and vague general outline, you wouldn't know it was Batman.
Yeah, but it's still Batman.
It's still Batman. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Radio Free Cybertron will return after these messages.
Ladies and gentlemen, the teeny little super guy.
Teeny little super guy pops right up before your eyes. He's no bigger than your thumb.
Snap your fingers, here I come. Now stop me if you've heard this one.
Don't look in the sky, don't look in the sea. He's inside of you and me.
Did I ever tell you about the time?
You can't tell a hero by his side.
I'm just a teeny little super guy.
You can hear our show on Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher allows you to listen to your favorite shows directly from your iPhone, Android phone, BlackBerry, or Palm phones. On demand and on the go. Don't have Stitcher? Download it for free today at Stitcher.com or in the app stores. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Autobot attack!
6 shuttles stop him! 6 shots at 1 robot army! He's a jet fighter!
That's 1!
The rocket car!
That's 2!
He's a tank!
3!
The winged wolf!
4!
A laser pistol!
5!
And a robot!
That's 6! 6 shots my name!
There's never been a Transformer like him.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
I can do 4! I got 3! I figured out 5!
6 Shot, the most challenging Transformer of them all, from Hasbro.
The Decepticons are attacking! Destroy them! No, wait, it's Quick Switch, 6-Shot's son, and he's on our side!
Determined to make good where his Decepticon father went bad, Quick Switch joins the Autobots.
Quick Switch is faster and tougher!
They've got the power to survive.
He's a tank, a plane, a cruiser, a gun, a Puma, and a robot.
I'll continue to 6.
Quick Switch, the new ultimate challenge.
Radio Free Cybertron has teamed up with Kokomo Toys and Collectibles in Kokomo, Indiana. If you're in the Kokomo area, visit our store for a huge selection of new and classic toys. Visit online at www.kokomotoys.com for our address and store hours. While you're there, check out our listing of pre-order items, as well as visit our eBay store. Visit us at www.kokomotoys.com. That's KOKOMOTOYS.com. We're also on Facebook. We now return to Radio Free Cybertron.
We are back. Show's running a little long this week, but it's been good. It's been very productive. And I do want to mention, don't forget Toys for Tots. I would say Toys for Tots or any other similar charity that, where you can donate toys. I would encourage you to go out and buy all the Age of Extinction toys you can find. But if you want to go bang for your buck, what Rob suggested about going to Five Below or TJ Maxx or Ross or any of those stores would also be beneficial. I'm trying to think if I saw any good Transformers deals at Ross. TJ Maxx. I was at TJ Maxx yesterday.
Well, I heard that one of the Generations Voyager assortments with Whirl and Double Dealer and Rhinox, I think, is starting to show up for about $10.
Ooh, nice. If you have an Ollie's, I have found some pretty good deals on G.I. Joe figures there.
And hey, let's be realistic. Let's not limit it to boys. Buy the little girl something.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rob, for mentioning that.
We get on our little soap boxes enough to be like, girls buy toys, girls buy toys too. We need an RC, blah blah blah. My Little Pony's the biggest selling toy going on right now. Mm-hmm. Those kids want that too, and they're $5, guys.
Yeah, plus for the young ladies, there's so much stuff out there like Frozen that's so popular. Any of it would be, I'm not saying, you know what I mean. I'm just saying there's lots of choices out there. That's not a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, I don't think what we're really saying is, hey, buy the entire world. We're saying the whole point of the holidays is to look out and show you that you love other people. And you got to look out for everyone else as well. So it's a good time to basically say, I want to be a better person. This is a good time to be a better person. Am I right?
True.
Yeah.
And Rob Springer said that, and that's the bottom line. Because I'm straight.
Wait, I thought Stone Cold said so.
I'm cooler. I drink malt liquor.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about spreading a little love, a friend of the show and host of our another podcast, Good Morning Cybertron's, experienced a little family loss lately, so I just want to extend some love to Scott Mort, our friend. I'm not going to go into too many details just because it's his private life, but RC supports you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Condolences all around, man.
Yeah, we're all in this together, and if some podcast tells you they're not, don't listen to them. Yeah, take that, video game podcast.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. One more thing.
None of them say that.
This is the last live show. One more live show for the rest of the year. On December 17th. We will have the last live show that we're going to have for 2014. We'll have a show after that, but it will be pre-recorded. It will cover the entire year of Transformers.
It's going to be a long one.
It's going to be a long one.
And that'll be on Memorex, since it won't be live.
Yes, it will be.
That'll be your Christmas gift from us to you.
Yeah, so that will be posted here. Oh, it'll be posted normal date, but we will not have a live show because nobody wants to tune in live.
They got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And if you don't, we're still here for you. We love you. Check out our YouTube channel.
Yeah. So. Oh, and Trans Fanatics in the chat saying, "Don't forget the 400th episode is coming up." That's true. I don't have a clue what
that'll be. Our second episode of 2015.
Something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'll be next year. We're totally good,
dude. That is the distant future of a few weeks away. We're not thinking about that, dude.
Right.
I'm thinking about taxes. Thinking about Christmas. I'm thinking about taxes. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of wondering what I'm gonna eat for lunch tomorrow. Yeah. I've been making sandwiches of pita bread. I think maybe I'll drink like a tuna.
Well, you can never go wrong with Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, Don. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something, Don. It's called programming CAD in a room full of CAD programmers and being the only one who doesn't eat Taco Bell at lunch. Can I guess? Can you want to see my invitation?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, Toys for Tots. Don't forget.
Sinus infection that would be.
Yeah.
I'm going to wonder something. The attack at the furry convention that happened recently, wasn't that the hotel we were just at, Brian?
Yes.
Do you think that was an ill-timed attack meant to get us?
Likely, yes.
Think about that for just 1 second. There was an alien character there that day. Like, what is he doing here?
There
just
are
like
people
anything,
selling third-party toys there. So
and
I mean,
just like usual, it happened a month later than they planned.
Yep. Okay, don't forget Toys for Tots, one more week. And
I don't remember buying that dollar
next
on
week will be
Google.
our last live show of the year. We will have one more show after that for the remainder of 2014. And it will be up for the last 2 weeks of the year. It'll be a big one, so make sure you check it out. Guys, thank you very much. We will catch you next week. tfradio.net/live. See ya.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Watch out for down power lines.
spend all your money on Amazon.
I did.
This has been Radio Free Cybertron. Visit us at tfradio.net for show notes and to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Twitter at tfradio for news and updates. Watch our live stream at tfradio.net/live. Join our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/tfradio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TF Radio Network. Have a question or comment? Leave it on our Facebook fan page or mail it to contact@tfradio.net. This podcast is released under a Creative Commons license. Any part of this podcast can and should be redistributed, but please, proper attribution is required if you know what's good for you.
Transformers. It's better than crack.